Welcome back to Spectacle Island for episode 21 with me, Mr. Silly P. Good morning, ladles and jelly spoons. It's nice to be back. I just want to say the next probably few videos you're going to see, I'm going to be recording over a few days, starting from today. This is being recorded Thursday. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, we have the lurgy in the house. Both my twins have tested positive. Mrs. Silly P has tested positive. I'm not doing a test. Silly G's not feeling very well now either, which is great. But I know how I feel, which is not wonderful. I've got a load of jobs to do, and I'm going to record as and when I'm feeling okay to. In that, I started to do some recording the other day, and also the other day earlier, and just no energy whatsoever. Feel absolutely dreadful. Just want to lay down all the time. Just want to sleep, and it's not good. So, yeah, we'll see how we get on. I've got eggs to sell. I am going to get some new machinery, as you can see, and as you've already seen actually, the wood chips, I sold them all and we did very well from the wood chips. So I am going to buy a new harvester, I am going to buy a new tractor, I'm going to sell the eggs. What are we going to do? Oh yeah, fields are ready to harvest. Hang on, no, not that. This is the problem I'm having. I am just not functioning at all. So 1, 2 and 4 with soybean ready to harvest. 3 was planted later, as was 5. And 10's got my corn in. So we'll see how we get on. Yeah. I want to say thank you to everyone who's commented so far and sent messages. It's very kind of you. And people kind of messaging to say with family stories regarding similar situation. It's difficult because as soon as you use the word, the C word, not that one, the other one, YouTube gets a bit funny about it. But with the current pandemic, like I said, I know people don't necessarily, some people don't believe in it, think it's a hoax and whatnot. I have never felt this ill. I'm one of those really lucky people that seems to catch everything. When swine flu did the rounds, I had that, and that is still to date the illest I've ever been in my entire life. It was like flu ramped up 1,000 times. I would go from being boiling hot to freezing cold day after day. Like when you get ill, everyone says, I've got flu, and it's influenza, but a real bad bout of flu can knock you on your bottom for a week, And it was one of those things, after like 2-3 days, you start thinking, I'll start feeling better soon. It's been a couple of days, I'll be feeling better soon. And the next day, you felt worse. And the next day, you felt worse. And I recall couple of instances during that. One, standing in the shower with it on hot because I was freezing cold, trying to warm up and shivering uncontrollably under a hot shower. And then the opposite being true, being on the sofa, freezing cold, wearing like 2-3 layers of clothing, wrapped in a duvet, and just shivering. It was just, I don't know, the weirdest thing. So this, for me, is a close second, without any shadow of a doubt. Absolutely awful. And I've had both my jabs, and I can only imagine if I hadn't have had them. But then they're not, supposedly not even, they only work on 1 or 2 of the variants, and that even if you had your jabs, as I'm finding, you can get it still, to varying degrees. And like I started off saying, the people that commented, messaging saying about family stories and family tragedies of situations regarding the pandemic, it was difficult to put into words when you go to comment to somebody. What do you even begin to say, you know? It's awful, horrendous. So anyway, I'm going to sell these eggs. I'm going to take a bit of a breather. And then, actually what I'll do, I'll sell the eggs and then we'll get the, sorry, I know this, I sound all down and miserable, I'm sorry. I want to still make the videos, and I want to be able to sit and play the game. And I thought earlier, you know what, I'm just going to put the PlayStation on and just play for me. I'm not even going to record anything. I want to do something. And I sat for like 5 minutes, and I just, oh man, it just felt dreadful. So I thought, no, I won't bother. Oh, but anyway, I've got to carry on. I have to. Oh no, that's a backup, don't I? If I recall correctly. That worked well. All is not going to plan. And again, thank you to all those people that said to me, look, don't worry about it, take a break and take a breather. And I kind of tried to explain the last episode as well. That's fine in theory. This worked the other day. There we go. Just have to stand up on the cupboards and units, of course. I didn't even check to see what the price was. That was stupid. Okay, I got about 26 last time, so that's not so bad. I suddenly thought I didn't check. Oh man, I'm making a right pig's ear of this, aren't I? Let's try it again. I'll do the other one off camera. I mean, that works out 50 grand. 50 grand for 2, that's brilliant. No! Oh. I'll take that. So, while I'm here, I'm going to get the machinery. That'll do. Right, I'll do that other one in a minute. Let's go over to the store. I want, as I said, I want something to cheer myself up. So, I don't think on a Let's Play, on Geiselsberg, I was lent one for a while with so many hours on it. I don't think I've bought one. I'm trying to think, I don't think I have. Now, as far as header goes, it was commented about using a header height Tool height for headers, tool control height. Oh, I always get it wrong. Tool height control for headers, isn't it? For harvesters or something like that. Where is it? I've got the mods somewhere. There we go. Tool height control for harvester. That's great to do speedy harvesting, but you can't then leave a worker to get on with it. So I'm not going to go with that. But I do have a modded pack here, this one. And this one means it's a 45 foot, but I can customize it. And I can't for the life of me remember who it's by. I'll have to have a look and I'll put it in the description. Like all the other things are in the description for anything I'm using that's not a standard mod. Right, so decals, I want class, there we go. Let's buy that. And then next, I'm getting another tractor. Again, because I want to cheer myself up. But the good thing about this is it fits, we're staying classy. 510 horsepower for 100 grand. Glass, I want the clear one. Let's buy that. 100 grand, 510 horsepower. Now, do I need 510 horsepower? Not at the moment, but it does mean that I can then start looking at getting some bigger gear to pull, haul, whether it be seeders, whether it be cultivators, whatever it might be. So what I am going to do as well, I know the harvester can pull the header, that's the whole point of it being a foldable, but it's actually quite interesting, all the different YouTubers I watch, farming YouTubers, when they go out and do these sorts of runs, a lot of them don't pull their own header, they will have a tractor that does it. And a few times I've seen it on UK roads when I was going up the A1 a while back now, going up to the Lake District. There was a massive John Deere and it had an escort vehicle and that had another tractor that was pulling the header, and you know, so I thought, why not? The tractor's here, let's get this gear up to the field. So what I'm going to do now this is bought, I will start on the soybean harvest. The other thing I want to do in this episode is, what was it? Oh yeah, I want to get some more animals. We built up a nice head of money, bought the 2 vehicles I wanted to get. So what we'll do, I need to get a corn header. Actually, you know what, I should do that, shouldn't I? Before I run out of money, because I will. You know what I'm like. I go on a spending spree. I'm going to go with the Capello. There are the class ones that go with it. That's a 9 metre. But if I go for a HS16, which is 12 metres, and the great thing with that is I can just stick that in that colour and buy. So because the tractor is taking the header, it does mean I can take this header and this one. Just gives me a bit more scope. I still haven't come to collect that silage fork yet, I need to do that too. Soon, like I said, I'm going to go and sell the rest of those eggs. I will see you in a bit. We'll get some harvesting done, which will mean re-prepping the fields. I'll have a look now that I've got the 500, because my tuned New Holland T8 I've got, it's 400 and something. It's not quite 500 horsepower, but maybe we can go for something a little bit bigger. I did just buy that new one, didn't I? Of course I did. I bought the Great Plains. Maybe I could swap out the mine's gone blank. Oh man, what is happening? It's from the pack. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Borgo. Yeah, I've got the Borgo, haven't I? I've got, where is it? That one, which is an 8 metre. So we can definitely go bigger. And with 500 horsepower, that's a 12. I could do. What else have we got here? Horse Certo. I haven't really used the horse stuff very much. The Lemkin Solitaire 12800, I loved that, but obviously that's an 8 as well. On 6 ashes, that works brilliantly. I might go for the Certo, you know. Just take us up from 8 to 12. Although it's not a direct drill, is it? Don't That's a 12, and that's a direct drill. We might do that. But that requires 230 horsepower, so it's not like... Maybe I need to go big, since I've got the gear. Maybe. Sorry, I've waffled on enough. Some more time has passed for me. Apologies for the last bit. I know I'm very down. Still feeling like whatever. It's been a very weird day today. This bit's been recorded Friday, so I slept. Well, so not slept through my alarm. My alarm went off, and I turned it off and snoozed it, and in the end I thought, I'm going to get up with lots of gusto. I'm going to get up, and I don't care how ill I feel, I'm going to make videos. I'm going to put a load of videos out today. So how's the day panned out? Well, so far I managed to put up a video for Kleines, one of the new maps that came out yesterday. Then I thought, right, mod review. I'm going to do the mods for Thursday, I'm going to do the mods for Friday. And I'm just going to get on with it, you know. So prepped everything because there was the new the Wreck-It from 82 Studio, and every time I went into the menus for the Wreck-It, I managed to get one because there were 3 different versions: the Cat, the Cummins, and the Detroit. That header is bumping along the ground. Oh, is it because of the angle of the slight angle on the field? That's not a lot of angle though. Is this that header pack that I had trouble with before? I don't think I've ever having problems with this one before though. Oh, we'll see. Still harvesting. Yes, there were 3. So the first one, the Cat one, I went through all the options trying to work out what they were so I could show them on the video. Got it out, got everything set up. Then I went on to the Cummins one and got partway through choosing my options on the Cummins one, and the game crashed. I thought, well, that's odd, it's got to be one of the mods. And I thought, well, you know, potentially it's the Wreck-It because there's a lot of options on there. Was it just because, you know, I don't know. I mean, the thing that bothers me is that, like I said before, I'm on a PlayStation 5. That shouldn't be having a problem with that. But obviously it's still the same game, it's just on a different platform. So I came out and I set the entire mod review up again, got it all ready, went through the options, got onto the third one, the Detroit, game crashed. So I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll set it up one more time, and what I'll do is I'll record all the first bit. When I get onto doing the Wreck-It, I'll save that bit of recording, and if the game crashes I'll just do that bit. So third time lucky. No, went again. So obviously there was no mod review today. So my gusto this morning when I got up of let's crack on and let's get loads done ended up being I got Kleines posted, and that was it. Didn't get onto anything else. So I sat and thought, alright, I'm going to do a little bit more on here then. Let's get some more work done. I'm going to get the soybeans done with my new harvester. So I'm not showing it off, am I? So busy chatting, I'm not showing it off. More comments and more comments rolling in, and direct messages and things. Thank you to everybody. While I'm on the subject of thank you to everybody, now some of these people I may have mentioned, some of them are rolling monthly, so we'll see, but a massive thank you to Faris, to Neil, to Gavin, Peter, Richard, Jason, Tio, Jean, Sergio, Andrew, John, Paul, Lance and Dave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know people don't, generally speaking, YouTubers and people don't like to talk about you know, the whole kind of YouTubers earning money from videos, and it's a bit crass and that kind of thing. And I know I kind of mentioned it in the last episode and said that, you know, the problem being I don't get paid sick pay, so if I don't make videos I don't earn any money. So a huge thank you to those people for their generosity. Thank you so much. It will make a huge difference to me and my family, especially this month more than anything else. Quite scarily, over the last 48 hours of only posting one video, watching my revenue on the YouTube thing plummet. It's terrifying. It really is. It's one of those things. It's a difficult thing, and like I say, I know a lot of people don't talk about it very often, but it's no different for anyone else being self-employed, because it's not a regular income, and it's not, and it is subject to so many different variables. Time of year, it can be various different external things that are happening in and around the world, what people are doing, where they are, you know. Ad revenue on videos goes up and down depending on what ad companies are prepared to pay for their ads, which you have no control over. So one month you could have a set amount of views that you got that month, the next month you could have exactly the same amount of views, but your revenue could be way down, or it can be up, or you know. It's very strange. So it's very difficult also, again, for anyone that's self-employed, when you're looking to do for people that are going to get mortgages and that kind of thing, you have to prove your income. When you then say I'm a YouTuber, people panic. And it's very hard to show a regular, because it's not regular at all, you know. So again, not complaining, just explaining. This is, you know, it's my choice. I know no one's ever forced me to do this. I know I talked about this a long time ago when I first made that decision, when I was working at the school and things weren't going great. I loved teaching, but there was a lot of other things I didn't like about what I was doing and where I was, and I was incredibly stressed, and there was all sorts of things happening. And my wife said, well, quit your job, just do YouTubing. At that time, I wasn't where I am now. And it was that step into the void, you know, that kind of, but what if it doesn't work? What if it all goes wrong? And I still feel that way. I still feel that it's a terrifying thing. I know I kind of make light of it and have done in the past, where I say, look, I'm just going to ride this wave as long as it lasts, you know. And if at some point it all goes horribly wrong, or people just decide, you know what, we don't want to watch his stuff anymore, then fine. I'll go back to having a regular job, whatever a regular job is. But it's scary. It's a scary thing, you know. It's a massive step, and it is that kind of double-edged sword of the ideal situation. Wouldn't it be lovely to be able to do this for a living, to say you're a YouTuber, you know? And there is an element to that, you know, that fact that I can kind of make my own rules. I can kind of do what I want when I want. And when you first think about it, you think that's brilliant. I do, you know. And if you're one of the mega, massive, huge YouTubers, you know, getting millions and millions of views per video, the sort of money they're earning, if you decide I'm going to take a week off, it's not as bad. Although I would imagine it's just a sliding scale, because then you start thinking, yeah, but if I take a week off, if I'm ill, like I am at the moment, if I don't make videos, it's that kind of thing of looking at it as your wages for the month before. If somebody said to you, oh look, here's your wages for this month, if you're working a regular job, next month we're going to pay you 30% less, you'd have a heart attack. You'd be like, what? I can't, but it happens. That's the thing, isn't it? So you kind of view it as, I need to earn what I earned last month. I have to. At least that, if not more, you know. So unfortunately you get caught in this kind of rolling cycle. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, I just, you know, weakened state. My fragile state. Oh, the other thing I was going to do was pear trees, wasn't it? We'll do that in another episode. Don't do everything in one go, do we? So anyway, what I will do now, just put this, yeah, we'll get this done. I have no idea what soybean is selling for. I love this harvester. Sorry, I've whittled on and on about stuff, and since I very first saw it when I was at FarmCon 2019. That was. That's scary, isn't it? FarmCon 2019, and the days leading up to FarmCon, and myself and CLAASY were there for the FSL, and they were running through all of their various different presentations they were going to do. And I remember watching Martin Ravel up on the stage practicing his presentation with the guys from class, and they were running through it all. And they put the video up because at that point people didn't know what it was going to be, didn't know what we were going to get and that kind of thing. And they put the video gameplay up of all this stuff being used. I remember just watching thinking, oh, this is going to be phenomenal. And we are now, what, nearly 3 years down the line. And this is still, that's it, 2019, 2018, or whenever it was. This is still a gorgeous looking harvester. I didn't get as much done as I thought I would. It's now Sunday. The world's gone mad. UEFA Euro 2020, England are through to the final against Italy. I'm not much of a footballerist, more of a rugby fan personally. That's just me, but I always remember my dad years ago. My dad was mad keen on football, but always used to sit watching the football, getting frustrated and angry and complaining about the decline of football and how rubbish it was now compared to when he was a lad. And you know, I suppose it's the same with any sport, isn't it, really? And his philosophy when it came to England playing was, if you go into every situation assuming they're going to lose, if they do better, great. And most of the times he always used to say, oh, I knew this would happen. I knew, you know, inevitably I knew this would happen. So my daughters, one of them asked me the other day, do you think England will beat Italy? Italy are a very good side. But if you go into it thinking they're going to lose, if they win, brilliant, it's a bonus. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. That's being played at 8 PM today. Now I know I'm going to get in trouble for apologising, but I'm going to apologise. My job, my role, my raison d'etre, so to speak, is that I'm supposed to be putting up videos that entertain, educate, both, whatever it might be. If it makes you smile, if it, you know, if you learn something, or you're just following along with the storyline, or if it's not a storyline, you're following along with the progression, or, you know, if you're still here at this point, thank you very much. Because I kind of went back in to look at doing some editing on the previous bits, and I know I was morose and down and miserable. Am I better? Am I well? Should I put that? No. I've decided, and going back through the first couple of bits, I can only apologise for my miserable and negative state, I guess. It's difficult, isn't it? But I'm trying. I really am trying. Yeah, you know, it's difficult, isn't it? You know, I've always been, whenever I make my videos, I've always talked about what was happening at the time, what's going on, where I am, and you know, and I suppose your mental state is a big part of that. I keep losing my voice. I do apologise. My throat is so sore. So yeah, yeah. All I can say is sorry. You know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I've still got field 4 to do. I've got animals to buy. Oh, I bought some land. The money has gone down. I decided to buy field 9 and 11. They weren't too expensive. That was 80. Was it 89? Well, how much was that? 89. Field 11 was 58. So I had the money. I think both of those got wheat in, which we will harvest. Obviously, once field 10 is ready to harvest, now I'm going to plough out the gaps. I'm going to plough those 3 together and have a big field there of all 3. So it will not justify, but the bigger harvester and the bigger tractor, I think, will be more relevant. what I will do is move over onto field 4. We'll get that done. Soybean at the moment, the price is absolutely tanked. Yeah, just looking across there at our soybean, 1217, 1676 isn't too bad. 1966 and falling at boat unloading station 2. Cargo ship 153. I was looking for over £2,000. I wanted over 2. I don't know if I will get on any of them. And then we go further down, we've got soy milk factory 14 and climbing. But when you look at like the sunflower oil factory, sunflower 1966. 1817. Yeah, I was really hoping with the soybean to get as close to a 2 as possible. Boat unloading station, maybe it is falling. Depends if I can get it all harvested in time. But then I wanted to do it all because I've still got field 3 and I've got field 5 up there. I've all got soybean. So I was going to do a big soybean harvest and sell it all when the price is good, which I can still do. And I think I will still do. What I need to do now is just admire the machinery again, because why not? Take the time to stop and admire the machinery. Let's do that. Head over to the next field and let's see what we end up with. Just I thought, I hope I used that phrase correctly. When I said raison d'etre, that does mean the reason for being, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I suppose I need to check it. Ah, fence. Looking to my right. Not paying enough attention. Right, so fields 1 and 2, we'll need to actually, let's just double check on those. Fields 1 and 2. Oh, liming again. Right, fertilising on that. We'll fertilise, then lime, then I'll fertilise. I won't be able to fertilise that again until it's been seeded. They don't need ploughing, so that's good. No ploughing required. Swing this around and get this going. Sorry, I'm just looking to my right. Person's raison d'etre is their purposeful or reason for living. That's why they do things. Yeah, reason for being. You know, you have that moment where you say something, was that right? I know I've done it before, I know I do it every now and again. I'll say something and I'll use a word in the wrong context, or, you know. I know people watching get quite annoyed when I do it. I can only apologise. It's difficult. When someone asked me the other day about recording and editing and asking me what editing software I use and what do I record on, and I said, well, I record and edit on PlayStation. I use Sharefactory for doing my editing. I do my thumbnails on Photoshop and then bring them in. And then they say, oh, you know, when you're recording, do you record and talk at the same time, or do you record then talk over? Like, do you do a voiceover later? Generally speaking, I record and talk at the same time, as you can tell. And it seems at first glance, you know, fairly straightforward if you're the sort of person that likes to chat, but it didn't come naturally. And when I first started out, I never knew what to talk about. And I suppose as well, if you're that confident that you can just talk about you and your life and your family, when your channel's just starting out, people are watching thinking, great, we don't know who you are, mate. Why do we care about you and your family and what you're up to? And I suppose it's that strange thing that as you build up more subscribers and a bit more of a following, and again, thank you to all the guys on Discord, all the Sealy peeps. You don't have to be on the Discord server to be a Sealy peep. You can be a Sealy peep just by subscribing and following the channel. That I suppose you then invest, like with all the YouTubers I watch, you invest in them as a person. You become, you know, you find out more about them, you learn about them over watching however many videos of theirs. And it's that strange YouTube thing that I've mentioned before, where you feel like you know a person because you've watched so much of their stuff. And it's that weird thing that when a YouTuber meets, I mean, YouTubers are normal people, that's the thing, isn't it? It's hard to explain, isn't it? I still view myself as just a person. And the few people that I've met that have known who I am or have met me because of who I am, and people sort of treat you differently and talk to you in a way, you know, but they also feel they know you, you know. I'll often get people in the comments saying, "Oh, Paul, this and blah blah," you know, and that is my name. And it's interesting that people will use my first name because they feel they know me. People I've never met ever, you know. It's not a bad thing. You know, again, I feel exactly the same way. You know, when I say I watched Flank Farms, and when I met Sarah Den when they brought out the beef boxes, I ordered one, and they delivered them personally. And it's like meeting a superstar. It's like meeting your idol. You know, it's like I watch you on the telly. You know, I watch you on YouTube, and here you are on my doorstep delivering something. You know, and I did the same thing. It's like, you know, hello Sarah, it's so lovely to meet you. It should have been Mrs. Den. You know, it's funny how those kind of boundaries disappear. I don't know how I got into how I started saying about this. Anyway, so we'll get this done. And then it'll be waiting on field 3. But while I'm waiting on that to be ready, field 5 is going to be a bit long because I only did that. You know, that was the very last one to do. I'll get fertiliser. We'll just check out. Let's take a work on that for a minute. No, that's the same. Okay, it doesn't need lime or ploughing, so I can crack on with fertilising. Now the sort of 3 fields I've just harvested, 1, 2, and 4, I'm not extending. So when I said about once the harvest done, I'll be able to get the plough out and extend them. It's field 3 that I want to extend a little bit more. I suppose I could get maybe a little bit of a strip out the side of this one, but then you start, you know, I mean, it's more, isn't it? Whatever you do, the bigger you make your field, the more products you can put in the field, the better your yield's going to be. You know, that's kind of part and parcel, isn't it? Yeah, we'll do that. So I'll see you hopefully in a little while. Fields 9 and 11 are both ready to harvest with wheat, so as field 3 is not ready here, or field 5 or field 10 with the corn, I'm going to take the harvester down there and get on with that. I have fertilised, beauty of having a long pipe, unload over the fence. I have fertilised now 1, 2 and 4. I need to lime this one. I might be able to get a second fertiliser and say, oh, we haven't done too bad with soybean. Actually, we've done pretty good, to be fair. I thought I might get more off of these 3 fields, but they're not that, I mean, they're not that big fields, to be fair. I'm concerned that my previous discussions, I suppose discussions, remarks, may have put me across as being a bit of a spoilt brat kind of situation. Am I in a very lucky place? I am. I do appreciate that every single day. Am I living the dream? I'm living a dream. I'm living my dream. Is it the dream? That all depends on you. Depends on what your dream is. Depends what you think the dream, living the dream is. Yes, I am. You know, every day I have to pinch myself. And yeah, I just think I probably came across a little bit ungrateful, probably. And I shouldn't have done. I am incredibly grateful for everything I have, everything I've got, for all of you guys. The channel wouldn't be what it is without people watching. I was in no way being ungrateful for all of that. All I can put it down to is how I'm feeling, unfortunately, at the moment. So, yeah. I love that helicopter, that's so cool. Now, wheat-wise, I think we're probably going to get, we can get more than 70,000 litres of wheat off those 2 fields, do we think? Possibly. I Don't know whether to swap over to the lorry. Probably wouldn't know it, would it? I'll move that out of the way. Not that one. It's funny, isn't it, how your scales of tractors, the foremost we had, and you buy a tractor and you think, well, we'll get something bigger. We got this, and then I bought the JCB, which is a little bit smaller than this, and then you got that, which is even bigger. Horsepower-wise and size-wise, that sliding scale. Right, we wanted. I said before the end of the episode we would do animals. I will move on and do the wheat. Maybe we'll do the wheat in the next episode. I'm just trying to think. Another thing I'm finding as well, and again, not just telling you, is after, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, my head is splitting. And again, I'm putting it down to the lurgy. Right, let's put that there. We'll get the lorry. Let's go and get a livestock wagon. What am I going to get first, do we think? I think sheep. We'll get sheep first. I'm going to get another 20 of each. So we'll get another 20, well, of each. Don't need to do chickens. The chickens are reproducing at a colossal rate and they're ramping their way up anyway. But we'll definitely get... Not that production is slow particularly, and we got started with what we had. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go and grab the lorry. See you in a minute. We'll get some sheep. Then I'll have to go through the next round of what? Feeding and bedding and water and that kind of thing, which we'll do. Now, do I move the harvester first and get that working on a worker, and then go and sort the animals out? Doesn't really matter. I've got all day. As I'm leaving the livestock market for the last time, I've done 20, not for the very last time, but 20. I was wondering actually the other day, is it possible to do a heist on a little motorboat? It's called. Anyway, I've got 20 sheep, milking sheep. I've got 20 regular sheep, 20 pigs. This only carries 14 cows. So I'm going to do one load. So rather than do another 20 cows, I'm going to do the full load of 14 to increase my herd. The harvester is over on field... Actually, what is the field number? 9. It's harvesting field 9, as we can see. And it's got a full load. So we'll go to that. I'm also leaving the straw swath behind. I'm going to do some more straw bales. And I didn't show it, but I did on field 7. I have ploughed it out, the stars and stripes that I did on the field, and I have replanted grass. So once that's grown again, I'm going to do another hay run, so I'll have a load more straw bales and hay bales, so I can carry on making my total mixed rations. I mean, I can do it loose. I may have a mixture of loose and bales, and then I can pick and choose how I want to go about it. And at some point we're going to need to do another big silage harvest and put it in the silo, the silage clamp at the biogas plum, to make sure I've got enough silage on hand. So I've got a few more jobs that are going to need to be done, I think. And obviously the next step, as I said, after this is to feed everything, because they're all going to need more of everything. Pretty much double. The cows won't need double, but... And I had made some total mixed ration. I did a few runs using my mixer wagon and put them into the hayloft, because the hayloft you can store total mixed ration. I don't think I've got a huge amount there, but I've got some there. What we'll do is go round the roundabout this way. My eldest daughter, who doesn't live with us, who, however, spent some time with one of my twins last weekend, has now got it too. I've just been notified. I was saying earlier on about football and rugby. I blame football for this. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but one of my twins, her boyfriend, I did say, didn't I, was out with all his friends at the football earlier on, and when England scored they all jumped up and hugged each other. They're all ill. And as far as we can tell, my daughter got it from her boyfriend, and now we've all got it. So thanks, football. Anyway, let's have a look at our livestock. So sheep whites, milk production on there is going really, really well. I've got a load I need to move out the way. So everything's going to be in the orange feed and water-wise for the time being. Pigs, all in orange. Sheep's. Actually, what's our reproduction rate? Has that changed yet? That's not too bad, every 6 hours. That's a little bit longer, isn't it? That may change though. And then chickens, like I say, the chickens are cracking along there quite happy anyway. And cows are up to 35, so we didn't go with the full 20, but they are going to need more water, straw pellets, and total mixed ration, which I'm going to need to sort out now. The livestock trailer will need to go back. And what should I start with? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start with water, because I can do that in a large tanker. And I'll go around all them. I did also off camera, I forgot to mention, I bought a small water bowser to go down at the milk sheep, so I haven't got to keep going over there. So I've got the small Massey Ferguson skid steer loader down there. That's got everything it needs now for feeding and watering and cleaning out. Actually, you can see it just through there, look. See it through the gap. Our milkers are just over there. If I remember, I'll put an arrow on it, but I might not. Now, I don't know if I've got any water in storage. Did I put any back? I might have done. Yeah, 61,000 litres. So I'll top that up and let's go and fill up. So, new machinery. So started off wood chips all sold. New machinery. Soybean harvest, what we've got so far complete. And some new fields bought. Harvest started on those. New animals across the board. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I know, not that easy, is it? Not that straightforward. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.